Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to our class today. I haven't paused the video almost 2 days, and today we will learn a story from this video. So, this is your storybook. It is called Story Central Reader 5. So, do you want to know what we will learn today? Yes, okay. So, chapter 1, and the first story for us is a boy named Edward. Do you know Edward? Okay. If you want to know who is Edward, you can read the story all together in the next slide. Yes. Before we go directly to the story, we need to learn about the difficult words. Here I have 5 difficult words for you all. The first one is history. Do you know history? Yes, history function as noun. It means the study of the past event as a subject at school. Imaginary function as adjective. It means what is existing in your mind or what you imagine. Misbehave verb to behave badly in the class. So when someone behave badly in the class, we can say you are misbehaved in the class. Playground, a place where children go and play at school or park. Lunchtime, the time around the middle of the day when people usually eat lunch. So all of these 5 difficult words can help you to understand the story well. Now move to reading section. Part 1, Chapter 1, A Boy Named Edward. For homework, I want you to find out about the A test, said Mr. Cunningham. I had history, thought Zack. It's boring. Zack wanted to check the time, but he didn't have a watch. His cell phone was in his bag. Under the desk, he saw a small door. What's behind the door? He thought. Part 2. He put his cell phone on the desk. 3 more minutes. Zachary, no cell phones in the class, shouted Mr. Cunningham. When I was a boy, we didn't have phones. We had to work hard. Stay inside at lunchtime. Sorry, Mr. Cunningham, said Zack. At lunchtime, Zack had to stay inside. He was bored. He wanted to play soccer with his friends. Then he remembered the door. He pushed it with his foot. It opened, and Zack crawled through. Part 3. He was in his classroom, but it was different. There wasn't a laptop or whiteboard. There was a chalkboard and chalk. The children used ink pen and big dictionary. No one saw Zack. Part 4. Then a boy said, Come and sit here. Zack sat down next to the boy. And Edward, said the boy. We have to write about the A test, said Edward. I love history. Really? Asked Zack. Yes, said Edward. He opened his encyclopedia. Look at the amazing temples the Aztecs built. Oh, that is kind of interesting. I guess I've never thought about that before, said Zack. At 12:45 the bell rang. It's lunchtime, said Edward. Let's go outside. Do you have a cap? It's cold. Part 5. Edward ran onto the playground. Zack watched. This was a school. Some boys were playing tag. Some girls were playing with hula hoops. Come and play, said Edward. Part 6. Who are you talking to, Edward? Laughed another boy. Your imaginary friend? The boys chased Edward. He ran away. His cap fell off. Zack wanted to help Edward. He was picking up Edward's cap when the boys ran past and knocked him over. Part 7. Suddenly, the bell rang. It was the end of lunchtime. Zack was in his own classroom. His head hurt. He had Edward's cap in his hand. Mr. Cunningham walked in. "So, Zachary, hurry," he said. "Don't use your phone in the class." Then he saw the cap. "I used to wear a cap like that at school," he said. "E.H.C. Edward Howard Cunningham." "That's me," said Mr. Cunningham. "I remember this cap. I lost it on this playground almost 60 years ago. Thank you." Part 8. Mrs. Cunningham started to walk away. "When I was your age, I had a very good friend. He was named Zack, too." "Mr. Cunningham," said Zack, "I'm sorry. I misbehaved in class. It's lunchtime. I learned something about the past. You are right. History is interesting." Yeah, so this is the end of our story. And if you want to know more about the events in the story, you can take time to read it again. Okay, now move to our comprehension questions. You need to read the story yourself again in order to understand the meaning or the event in the story, and then try your best to answer the questions that I give you today. So the first one is, what was the story title? 2. Who was the main character in the story? The main characters mean the most important characters in the story. Why did Zack have to stay inside at lunchtime? So why? How do you think Zack feels about Mr. Cunningham? What type of story is this? Why do you think this? Okay, your homework. Change this verb into past simple. You have already learned about past simple. You just need to change this one into your past simple form. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. Good luck to you. If you have any question, you can ask me directly to my personal messenger. So thank you so much for today. Let's enjoy reading day together.